Alrighty guys, Bellingham, Washington, possibly one of the most well-known places to mountain bike on the entire West Coast. And I'm here for the weekend with the puppies. Let's go.
Bellingham has long been a haven for the sport of mountain biking. It sits in the PNW just shy of Canada, where the famous North Shore and Whistler mountain biking is, and its low elevation and climate make it a year-round dream for mountain bikers. Beyond an escape for the rider, Bellingham is a hub of the bike industry, with Transition Bikes and Evo Bikes headquartered locally, as well as shops such as Fanatic Bikes and the Lost Co. Not far from downtown is the most famous of the riding locations, and that's where I'm at now. Early riding at Galbraith Mountain began in the 80s with people meeting at local houses and hiking with shovels to clear game trails, working loosely with the local timber companies. 30 years later, in two groups, the WIMPs and the WMBC have worked hard to build what is arguably the best set of mountain biking trails in the US.
All right, we've made it into the trail system. So I'm starting off my trip here at probably one of the most popular mountain bike areas in Bellingham, and that is Galbraith Mountain. One of the first things you'll notice is you park at the parking lot and you have to actually transfer to the trail system via road. So you'll climb up a paved road for a bit and then it turns into a gravel road, and you'll see this little yellow gate, and that is kind of the marker that you've gotten into the trail system. And there's still a lot of climbing to do. I just like to climb on the gravel road itself, but there are some single track climb trails, whatever you prefer. But for today, I'm just gonna hit the road and get to the top.
Evolution Trail is a local favorite and one of the most well-known in the area. It begins at one of the highest points on Galbraith, and so it's a great start to your ride on the mountain.
All right, made it to the top here, Evolution Trail. This is where I'm gonna start. This is a great kind of warm-up trail. It's rated Black Diamond, but it's pretty chill. There's a lot of wood features, a lot of roots, some small jumps. Great trail to just kind of get the vibe of the mountain, especially if you're new to visiting here. It was about 6.3 kilometers climbing on that dirt road and around 340-ish meters of climbing. So let's get to this trail. Alrighty, Evolution Trail. Turns out the wrong turn I'd taken was actually correct. Here we go. A little drop. Big old banked corner. This is where I thought I'd gone wrong, because I was waiting for a log roll, but it's actually down here further. Here it is. So we're actually gonna go to the right onto the log roll situation. Easy roll off, super chill. Corner off that guy, again super chill, rollable. Little drop there, and then into the steeps. Rollable again. A little jump, pump this guy. Another wood feature here. This one's a little steeper, but you can still roll it. Brake hard into that corner. Set yourself up for this. Sort of a rock slab. Sort of a drop there with a little gap. Not high consequence at all though. Step up. Grab a gear. Jump that little guy. Pump this. Optional jumps there. I choose not to. So I can clear that and that, and then off the end. And a deer. There we go. Hi. What's up, buddy? Where's your friend? There were two of you. Oh, bye. All right, just a short climb back to the top via that same dirt road, and we're up to a trail called Scorpion, which starts off with this lovely medium-sized drop. Let's do it. Scorpion Trail. Here we go. Starts out with a little drop. Woo! Right into the roots. Nice. Pick up some speed. Nice. Probably could have jumped that, but I didn't, and that's okay. Woo! Nice. This is Upper Scorpion, technically. Whoops, on Trail Forks, this is rated a blue, but the trail sign is actually black. All right, back into the DH here. Woo! Super, super fun little trail here. And here we go. So this is gonna be your turn off. If you go straight, it's a blue. Turn right, it stays black. And stays Scorpion Trail. Blue turns into Das Autobahn. Woo! Whacking some foliage here. Nice. Oh. Skidded a little bit, didn't have my weight back far enough. Some more roots. Big old compression to watch out for. And then just more roots and compressions. This is my first time riding Scorpion Trail, so commentary not elite. Oh, head back up here. Here we go. All right, we're gonna stay left here to line up for this alternate line, which is a little wood roll. Steep and loose, so you gotta be on the brakes. Nice. Yeah, brake control is real with that one. All right, looks like we come up on a little gappy jump here. Don't want to hit it too fast, as there's a big corner. So similar to that drop up top, a couple drops here. You got to be precise on this trail. That top drop, ooh, if you hit it too fast, you'll be straight into a tree. And then that one, really don't need much speed to clear the gap, and so you hit it with too much gusto or don't scrub it, you're gonna be past the corner. All right, big old tree stump. Little roly-poly action. We've kind of come into a pedally part of the trail, so definitely not as much of a flow. And right into U-line. Starts with a nice easy roll, pump, little jump. Woo! I like to pump those first ones to have the speed for the bigger one down the road. Like that. Pump this. Little jump there. Case that. That's okay. Nice. Pump this. Clear that bad boy. A little gap guy there. Nice. Nice little gap there. Easy little table. Come in high. Nice little breather here with a view of the bay. Gorgeous. I'm back into it. Obviously you can ride this straight down, but I'm not trying to get KOMs, I'm trying to enjoy views. Nice. Nice little flowy section there. And back to the road. Okay, clearly jumps are my weakness, but you get the idea. After you ride U-line, short transition on a dirt road again, you come up to Atomic Dog. If you watched my last video where I was up here in Bellingham, I ended up riding Radical Dragon, which has a sweet rock roll. So definitely go check out that video, but today I'm gonna hit Atomic Dog. It's a blue. It looks like it's pretty fun. Let's do it. Some people just started on this trail, so we'll see. Hopefully I don't catch them. All right, a little jump over the roots into a bank. Like I said, this is a blue trail, so I don't expect too much from it. Although, that was a pretty decent jump right there. Corners are beautifully banked. You had to grab another gear there. Oh, a little gap jump there. A little gap there. Super sick. Oh, a little drop. Here we go. Nice. This actually is a pretty flowy trail, despite all the roots and stuff. Nice. Nice little gap there. Very manageable gaps and also optional. Big, easy roll arounds for all of them. But they make the trail a little more fun. A little drop there. Oh, sort of cleared it. That was the biggest pull. Oh my gosh, that was kind of funny. I didn't have the speed, so I just pulled as hard as I could. Kind of cleared it. We're gonna go off the tree stump. Woo! Nice. Super easy there. All right, so I missed it because that was my first time riding that trail, but there's a super sick little like wall ride, but the wall is a big old boulder. Little lunch break action here at the trailhead with the pups. All right, lunch done, and it's off to the next riding spot. This next spot is known for its gorgeous views, and it is right on the base. That's gonna be super cool, and it's a little more tech focused than Galbraith, which is like kind of big flow. There's definitely some tech here as well. These are more kind of purpose-built mountain bike trails, and then the place we're going next is called Kolchak, and it is more kind of hiker trails that allow bikes, which is what I'm used to riding in Colorado, and also often in Oregon. So super excited to see what it's like and hopefully get some good views if the clouds aren't too thick. We'll see. This drive is just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it's just classic PNW, tons of trees, tons of green, really twisty road here. And there's a lot of background noise because I have my whole house with me. It's a rattly vehicle. She's 15 years old and she has 250,000 miles on her, so still trucking though. I just feel so at home being from Oregon, and I'm originally from like the rainy part of Oregon that's kind of similar weather and scenery to this, so I always just feel like this real homey vibe whenever I'm in this kind of nature. But tons of moss. I mean, hopefully you can pick up out the window. It's stunning. So let's get to that next trailhead and get some more riding done. So a little note here at Chuckanuts Mountain, you have to have a state park pass for Washington, and their kiosk was down, so I bought one online, and this is how I had to display it. Order number and date stuffed in my window on a piece of paper. So if you have the park pass, definitely worth parking here. Even if not, it's like 11 bucks for the day if you buy it online, and like 35 for an annual pass bought online. Definitely worth it. Anyways, beautiful scenery, but it's another dirt road climb. Damn, that is sick. That ain't the most P&W looking water trickle I've ever seen. Now I assume when it rains there's a lot more water, but it's been pretty dry lately. But that is still so pretty.
The top of Chuckanuts Mountain sits 1,918 feet above Bellingham Bay. It's a gorgeous view, and with a full restroom and picnic tables, you can stop as long as you want to take it all in.
This is the start of Double Black Diamond Trail, and unless you're an incredible climber or are an incredible climber and have an e-bike, you're just gonna hike this bit. All right, let's get into this. Double Black Diamond Trail. That is quite literally the name of the trail. And I'm here at Chuckanuts Mountain. Already a lot of routes. And I think that's gonna be a theme for this trail. Yeah, best to just let off those brakes and just let the suspension eat. Woo! Now, interestingly enough, despite this being called Double Black Diamond Trail, this is in fact a single black diamond trail as rated on Trail Forks. I don't really know why the discrepancy there, but that's just the facts, y'all. Alrighty, Rock Trail goes left, Double Black Diamond to the right. Alrighty, what a great trail already. Nice little drop action there. Woo! Back to the roots. Back to the roots, y'all. It's a really cool effect that you're descending, you know, right on the side of the ocean. And anytime you look out, you just see blue. Feels like you're kind of on top of the world, descending into just nothing but blue. Really cool feeling. And with the classic P&W overcast, I mean, it's just dreams. A little overgrown here, nothing to worry about. So glad I put on new brake pads for this trip. It makes such a huge difference. My old pads weren't worn out. These are just way nicer pads. Be ready on this trail for some fairly big compressions, and sometimes it's just unavoidable as you just have to drop into a hole, either a braking bump or just a hole from erosion with all the roots and stuff. There's no way around it. Really have to get my weight over that rear wheel to avoid just dragging it in this loose dirt right now. I'm sure this ride's amazing with a light drizzle, but we're not so lucky at the moment. It's a little drop action. Yes, yes. Ah. Yeah, that's so cool. Okay, so the trail goes right. Whoopsies. Little booter there. Super sick. Little drop, nothing crazy. Woo! This is sick. Woo! Oh, what a compression. Dude, I should have just skipped. Should have just jumped it. This is so like, this is what you imagine when you think of a P&W trail right here. This kind of has it all. You know, maybe other than big jumps, but woo! It's got the trees, it's got the roots, it's got the rocks. Man, that's a sharp corner. Woo! All right, quick water break and we're back into it. Slower sections starting off steep. Nice little roll in right there. Looks like rock roll central. Woo! She's steep. Now I rolled up to that one so slow because I was just trying to eyeball it. Again, riding this trail blind without somebody in front of me that knows it. Sharp corner there, almost hit the knock block on the old trek. Here we go, back to the road. Alrighty, here we go on the double down, which a lot of comments online say is the true double black. Ooh, let's check this out. Not the worst roll in, but so you can come this way and you got to drop this little guy, or kind of come right into it straight. I think that's just the line. It just looked sketchy. That's the line, folks. Here we go, take two. Okay, come down to the right, line her up, and just send her left. Whoa! Whoa! Almost hit a stump. My life flashed before my eyes for a quick second there. That was a front wheel stopping kind of stump right there. But we missed it, folks. Oh, my fork feels amazing. Oh. Who knows? That's probably a drop. It's rollable though. I have just discovered that. Woo! Jeez. Oh my gosh. Don't believe the haters online. This trail is worth it. Plus, it's really quite an easy climb from the parking lot. That's a doggone corner. That's a doggone machine bam lamb. Will it clear? It will clear. So hug the left, roll it. There we go, just like that. We're gonna hug the left here. That's the more rollable line. Ooh. But the right didn't look too bad. Nothing on this has looked that bad. It's just what you want to ride. And especially for me, second ride of the day, I got tired legs and arms. Woo! But I think the reviews are right. This is definitely a more technical trail, ironically, than the one named Double Black Diamond. But what is that? Okay, hold on. Not as bad as it looks, but the roll in makes it look way worse. But I gotta hit this thing. Starting off high. Let's do this thing. Woo! All right, I cased it that time, so we're just gonna hit it a wee quicker. Oh yeah, greased it. Woo! In case it wasn't clear on camera, this bead is size about 6 foot down, but if you go from takeoff to landing, it's definitely more than 6 feet. This is a steep landing, by the way, because because there it is behind me. Here we go. Woo! See if the old handlebars fit. They do. Set up wide. Woo, drop. Love a good drop off some roots. Oh man, this trail is dreams. I think you are really missing out if you come to Bellingham and you don't ride here at Chuckanut, because this, this is what dreams are made of here. Wow. Well, I think I found where I'm gonna eat dinner. Check out this view. I mean, alrighty, and there we are. Found myself a nice spot to park for the night here in Bellingham, and I'm gonna hit the hay here pretty soon. Pups had a good long walk along the pier, and they're all pooped. Yeah. Just gonna plan out my route for tomorrow, maybe get a little reading done, and we'll check back in the morning. Alright, it's morning, day 2 of the trip here. Sounds like we got a light drizzle outside. Super, super, super peaceful. And I think with the dirt quality here, a light drizzle might just be the most elite riding conditions. So it's gonna be a great day. We're gonna get a little muddy, but it's gonna be a good day. Got my morning coffee brewing, ready to go. Now, my plan for today is to go back to Galbraith, because there's just so much to that mountain that you can't possibly ride it, even in 2 days. My plan is to head back. We're gonna climb up to the top again, but we're gonna kind of descend different side of the mountain. It's just gonna be rad. Let's do it. I gotta say, something not fun is putting on your sweaty, stanky knee pads on day 2 of a mountain bike trip. Ooh. All right, Mohawk Trail. Visibility is terrible. But mostly that's because my goggles are all completely fogged over. Changing my route, I'm not going to hit 911 because it's known for wood features, and the wood features are going to be soaked. That was an awesome thing to do to my poor rear shock. And the other update is I can't see. I cannot keep ahead of the rain on my goggles. So this is Cheech and Chang's wild ride. So far, pretty straightforward ride, pretty fun. I'd be going a lot faster if I could see where I was going. Oh, this looks Nice and slick, some tech here. All right, so as it turns out, visibility is actually way better without goggles here. So here, let's get the camera set up. I'm gonna risk getting water in my eyes. Woo! So yeah, if you go off that, don't go as deep as I went. Still opting for no goggleonies because they just keep getting, oh yes, that's sick. They just keep getting rain on them, and I can't keep ahead of the rain enough to be able to see. Little rock roll there. Roll. Okay. Done. Rolled. That's funny. Roll. All right, well, it's telling me to roll this. Here we go, we're rolling it. Roll. Woo! It was right. But there we go, still had an epic ride. Ran into a fair amount of other bikers. I just couldn't film a lot in this weather. Alrighty, well, I'm once again stripped down to my skivvies after a ride. But again, part of the love of mountain biking right there. Hi, pups. Ooh, let's get some lights on up in this place. Woo! So I'm gonna change real quick, grab a snack and hit the road, and that concludes my Bellingham trip. Didn't quite go to plan, but again, today's ride, super worth it. I gotta have like tear-offs or something on my goggles though, because they were just made things worse. But you can absolutely ride here in the rain. A lot of the locals say you can. You gotta pick and choose your trails, make sure you're not hitting like, you know, the dirt jump park. But other than that, I mean, all these trails hold up super well in the wet. That's one of the big draws to Bellingham. It does rain here a lot, but from what I've heard, you can still ride most things in the wet. Now, it's gonna be a little slick, so tire choice, brake pad choice is gonna be good. Really, girl? But anyways, let's hit the road. I actually love this weather, and I was highly considering leaving the camera, leaving the goggles, and going and doing another lap, because this is just phenomenal. I love the rain. Nothing gets me more stoked than running or riding in the rain, so very close to doing another lap, but I got to get home to the wife. Yeah, you having a good time? They don't, I don't know what they're up to. Buddies, we're gonna go see Mom. Well, let's go. Come on, Dorcases. You're not gonna be able to see it very well, but we should be coming up on the transition, what's it called? Outpost. Where is this place? Come on. That is a church. Oh, okay, yeah, it's right after the Korean Baptist church. Here she is, Transition Bicycle Company. One of my favorite bike companies in the world. Look at all the lights, that's sick. Hopefully you can see it on camera. Oh man, next time I'm here, I want to check that out for sure.
Well, thanks everybody for watching this far. And like I said in the title, this is my 500 subscriber special. So stoked to finally hit that landmark in my channel, and I can't wait to see where this channel ends up growing. Hopefully I can afford to do a lot more trips just like this one. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and yeah, we'll see where this channel goes.